So let's do a quick recap of what we've covered over the last 6 days. Why do we want to have brand confidence? What it means and why it's important to build it. That was the first day. How do you go about building a confident brand? That was covered in a few sessions, and there are 3 elements to that. They are purpose, so confidence brands are single-minded about why they exist. Emotional connection, they build an emotional connection with their stakeholders, and they are emotionally connected to them. They are self-aware. They have a high EQ, which is emotional quotient, and a high AQ, which is adaptability quotient. They can pivot, reorganize their operations, enthuse their people, and support their customers at a rapid pace, depending on what the market situation is. Who is involved in building the brand confidence? The recipients of brand confidence there's 2 categories. The recipients are the first one, and the other one is the creators of it. So the external stakeholders are one of the recipients, and they're drawn to confident brands. They want to cuddle up to them. They may leave, but if your brand is confident and consistent in experience delivery, they'll come back. Your internal stakeholders, your people are proud of a confident brand. They want to be associated with it. It's also easier to attract, acquire, and retain talent if you have a confident brand. And the third one is the business. The practices, processes, and procedures that ensure the organization runs smoothly are more easily accepted and implemented if you have a confident brand. You must be doing something right, so we'll go with it. Investors and analysts are also kinder towards confidence brands. The builders of brand confidence, they're the other category in the who, and there are usually 3 layers in an organization who are responsible for the 3 critical aspects of the business mentioned above, but each with a different focus to ensure the critical aspects are effective. So those who formulate the strategy based on the purpose are usually those responsible for funding and the results. They formulate the direction. Part of their role is to ensure the purpose comes to life and has a meaning for all the stakeholders. The second category is those who manage the teams, and their purpose is to enable the people in the organization to execute the strategy. And then the third category is the people in the business, and that's basically everybody, but the purpose of the people in the business is to execute the strategy. So everybody is responsible for strategy execution. Taking this to market internally and externally is where effective communication and activation is of paramount importance. There are great brands out there, and word of mouth remains a cornerstone of any brand's arsenal to obtain reach. But there are also many other great ways to use integrated communication platforms to enhance what your organization does at both an internal and external level. So the key to effective communication is to ensure your messaging takes into account the relevant audience categories that you're wanting to speak to. It must be relevant to them and be presented in their preferred method of consumption. There are so many delivery mechanisms available, and not everyone is necessarily the best. Not any one of those is necessarily the best. The preference is determined by the target audience. So communication has become more difficult. Although getting to them has become easier, the scope of what you need to provide has become far more complex. The next couple of days sessions, I think 3, will be delivered by Renee Roos. You can have a look on our website who she is. And she'll be offering insights around strategy execution, managing internal change, and the critical component of measurement. This will then be followed by Charles Nightingale, who will be offering insights on the various digital delivery mechanisms mentioned above, imperative for communication in our current situation, and quickly becoming the preferred method of communicating with your stakeholders. So I'll be back toward day 15 or 16 of our 21 days of insights on how to build brand confidence. Stay safe. Cheers.